What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so before I get into this video, I want to give a big shout out to the brother Marvin Johnson coming through with a $25 donation via the Cash App. Longtime subscriber to Too Raw for TV. Man, he's been subscribed to me for at least pushing 10 years. I know it's pushing 10 years. Salute to you, man. It says, keep doing what you do. I'm going to keep doing what I got to do, man. And I already know what's coming with this particular video. Because I know I have a lot of Trump supporters subscribed to me because they've gotten this feeling like this is a safe haven for Trump supporters. But I keep trying to tell people I'm not invested in either one of these two candidates. So I'm trying to be fair and balanced. Sometimes I'm going to go in on Kamala Harris. Sometimes I'm going to say things about Donald Trump. It's about whatever I'm observing or whatever in the news. So I'm going to need you all to not get in your feelings when I'm reporting news that you don't like about your particular favorite candidate. I mean, that's just what it is, okay? I'm not on here cheerleading for Hillary. I keep saying Hillary. I'm not on here cheerleading for Kamala Harris. Maybe it's because Harris and Hillary sound the same or similar. I'm not on here cheerleading for Kamala Harris. I'm not on here cheerleading for Donald Trump. But I saw this because I was looking for things to talk about as far as this election. And I'm also talking about this because it did kind of dawn on me a little bit yesterday. I think I even said something about this toward the end of that video I did, talking about that rambling, strange speech he gave yesterday. Look, for a long time, because he had been running against Joe Biden, and because Joe Biden obviously has more advanced signs of cognitive decline than Trump, the emphasis has been on Biden, although the mainstream media has been trying to deflect from that. Because we all know the mainstream media is very biased when it comes to Democrats. Most of them, outside of Fox and some other right-wing media outlets, the vast majority of them are very liberal. That's not my opinion. That's just the so-called unstated rule or fact. It's like, it's like kind of like how, we know a certain group dominates the entertainment industry, but we're not supposed to say it. But we know the media is largely liberal. So, yeah, they're championing Biden. They're trying to downplay things about him. Look, Biden's performance in the past debate showed that he is obviously in cognitive decline. However, you've also heard me say that there's something going on with Donald Trump. You can see it. It's very subtle. It's slow as far as the process is concerned. But if you listen to Donald Trump in interviews when he was younger, there's clearly something going on a little bit with him. So after yesterday's very rambling, incoherent, and strange trip that was the press conference from Mar-a-Lago, there are reports now that Donald Trump's team is majorly concerned that their candidate may be showing signs of cognitive decline. Donald Trump's campaign team has, quote, major concerns about the Republican presidential nominee's mental faculties or his decline after he was exposed to the media for an hour of fielding questions, according to a controversial former associate of Rudy Giuliani. Lev Parnas, the Soviet-born businessman who figured in Trump's first impeachment investigation, told followers on ex-Trump's disproven story about a perilous helicopter ride with California politician Willie Brown has the campaign in panic mode, saying, quote, there are major concerns within the Trump campaign about his mental health and decline following his recent press conference. Sources within the Trump campaign expressing serious concerns about his mental decline following his press conference. What was highlighted was Trump's story about an emergency helicopter landing that Brown says never happened. This incident has led to discussions within the campaign about potential next steps regarding Trump's mental health and how it might impact his political future. Look, do I think that Donald Trump has Alzheimer's? No. Do I think that at age 78, as the aging process continues, that he may be entering a period of life where his mental faculties are on the decline? That's a very, very distinct possibility. Very distinct possibility. Look, this is why I'm somewhat concerned about this. Well, not concerned like he's a friend of mine, but if this man's about to be the next leader of the free world, keep in mind that his father, who did live to be 93 years old, I believe, passed away in 1999, his father succumbed to Alzheimer's disease. Okay? He was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease in 1991 when he was 85 to 86 years old. Okay? He had probably already been showing some signs of cognitive decline for years. Formally diagnosed in 1991, passed away in 1999. So he had a long decline with Alzheimer's disease. Donald Trump's mother, okay, who I think lived to be 94. Look at this. His mother's name was Mary Ann Trump McLeod. She died the next year after Trump's father in 2000. She was 88. She died of Alzheimer's / dementia. So that runs in Trump's family. So there's a strong genetic predisposition to cognitive decline. Then when you consider the man's diet, he's been somewhat overweight for about at least 30 years, especially last 20 years, although he has lost a little weight recently. That's a concern. Okay, and just being fair, because look, if we're going to talk about Joe Biden, that's definitely a concern. If you consider the fact that if Trump gets elected, he's 78, he'll be 82 when he leaves office. So, you know what I'm saying? I've read that if you have a family history of Alzheimer's or dementia, once you pass 80, the chances of it, I think, go up. Well, I know each year that you live, the chance of it keeps going up higher and higher. So, like I said, I don't know if the guy does have this, but what I saw yesterday, like, look, Trump is a guy that tells fibs. He does. But some of the things he was saying yesterday didn't make sense. Like, what people think now is when he talked about this helicopter crash with Willie Brown, they think that even though it really never happened, they think he meant Governor Jerry Brown. But he was mistaken and thinking Willie Brown. And the thing about Dr. King and the crowd sizes and some other stuff that he said, I can't tell whether some of this or about him never saying lock her up and protecting him. Some of this stuff could be he's clearly forgotten, man. And then another thing about this is if you listen to Donald Trump in interviews from 15 years ago and listen to him now, he loses his train of thought all the time. Yeah, we know Biden does it, but Trump loses his train of thought he loses his train of thought as well. The difference is Trump speaks with a faster rhythm, so he's able to cover it up more. But he speaks with he loses his train of thought a lot, and he also uses more fillers. Like, and well, he when he was younger, and when I say younger, I'm not talking about 30s and 40s. I'm talking about like 60, 65. He spoke in complete sentences. So while sometimes the media likes to endear it as, oh, Trump speaks like he's an eighth grader, he didn't always speak like that. He spoke. Matter of fact, you know what? Let me do something here to emphasize my point. Let me play an interview of Trump speaking. Let's see if I can find something from. Let's go 2000. Let's see. I think this might be an interview.
From his earliest public appearance, run then. But Donald Trump, next time, taking cameras with him to vote in the presidential election. Trump had some trouble finding his polling place. Oh, why? Do I have to go to
It's not an interview, but I'm trying to find something from when he was younger. Let me try 2004. So he would have been about 58 here. Okay, here we go.
Never, ever give up. Don't give up. Don't allow it to happen. If there's a concrete wall in front of you, go through it, go over it, go around it, but get to the other side of that wall.
Okay, there's something else. This is from 2004.
Who's running for the presidency?
Well, I didn't consider it long. I mean, I had a group. They did a poll, and the poll came.
You were on our show once.
I did a favor for a friend of mine who was in New Hampshire. He went to the Wharton School of Finance. He said, Donald, would you come up and make a speech to a business group? I came up to New Hampshire as a favor to him. I made a speech, and everyone thought I was running for president. And then they did
You
a poll.
didn't say I'm not.
No, I kept it going for about 2 weeks.
You did.
Yeah, but I wasn't running. I love what I do. I think we have.
It's going to be a close
I
election.
think it's going to be very close. I think it's going to be John Kerry against Bush. I know them both. They're both good guys, and I think it's going to be a very close race.
Donald Trump, I have a question for you. I'm here at Georgetown University, and all of us want to know if your hair is real, or if it's a toupee, or if it's a comb over, or if it's some sort of like dyed amalgamation or mix of one of the above.
Ask questions in America. Let's start first.
Come on, let's go. Come here.
It is not a toupee. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Will you please inform the public?
It's not a toupee. Now, hold on.
I don't
Lean
say.
forward a little.
Now, see how he's able to interact, and he's not having to think, and it's not all these he's able to have a free flowing conversation. He can't communicate like that anymore, unless he has a. I know I say a lot too, but unless he has a teleprompter, which sometimes he goes off script and he rambles and all these different things. So, yeah, there's definitely a decline. It's there. Now, the question is, will he decline to the point where, he clearly has some type of dementia going on? I don't know. But this is the report that's out there. And I take these types of things very seriously. You know why? Because I've had family members go through the decline of dementia. And it's not a very pretty thing to see. To see a person who was once mentally acute suddenly vanish. I mean, they're physically in front of you, but they vanish. They vanish. So while a lot of people make jokes about Biden and all that type of stuff, I don't really find a lot of that stuff funny. I take this seriously. It's not a pretty disease to watch. And that's why I read a lot. I try to do a lot of mental exercises as far as memorization, constantly reading, try to get exercise, try to eat better, because, when there's a genetic predisposition to developing something, you got to do everything you can to try to beat the odds. Okay. So anyway, that's all I got to say about that. Tell me what you guys think.